Welcome back. Now this one is going to be about cropping, and so I've preloaded some images to speed things up a bit. We have our background image on our plaque. It's an 11 by 14 plaque. And so I put a couple images in here, but the reason we can't see them is because it's below our main plaque image that's on the top. So in order to crop one, we need to select it and move it up above the background. So now it's on top. And then we hit our crop button. And we decide, do we want to do a square crop or a round crop? I think on this one I'm going to select a rectangle. And then we can pick our crop by coming in on the corners or the top, if you want to keep all this in. Okay, that's pretty much what I want. And if this background or a pole wasn't straight, this is where this rotate image would come into view. It's not going to change the actual square crop that we're looking at. It's just going to change the image behind it, and you'll see what I mean. See, it actually turns it in case something's crooked. So you can straighten a building in case it's not just right. That's a really nice feature that usually you have to go to Photoshop for. Okay. So then we select that button again to get this click and rotate to go off. Okay. Then it brings up number 2. Select an edge style. Do we want a hard edge or a soft edge? I think on this one I'd like to do a soft edge, and this is the distance of fade out from sharp to super soft. And then this scroll button is actually going to be the corners. So you can see how the corners come up. You can actually go all the way up to an oval. So I want to keep those nice and square. And this is how much of the image is actually going to be soft in that crop. I think I'm going to come in and let it fade out from here to here. That's what this distance is. It's that super soft fade. So now we can lower it, and because we don't care if her foot's soft as long as the people are sharp. So then we hit number 4 where it says apply the crop settings, and so we select apply crop. It drops that image into our background, and you can see that soft edge now. Okay, now I look at it and I go, wow, that's really big. It's not what I intended. So I'm going to keep this checkbox checked because it's lock aspect ratio. If we uncheck it, it's going to change the distortion of the people inside the box. And once you do that, you can't change it back. That's why it's default check. So if we just grab our corner or the middle, you can make it smaller. So we're going to put our people over here to the right, and till we like our size, and then we say, yeah, that's pretty good. Now if you don't like it, you can still go back onto that layer and hit your crop button. Oh, we have to have that layer selected at blue. Remember, if you cannot edit a layer unless it's got the blue background color. And notice how it brings up those little green boxes again. So we go into our crop. We say, I really didn't like that super soft edge, at least not that much, so I'm going to bring it way out and go maybe around an 8. And now let's see how that looks. That's a little nicer. So let's go ahead and make this one smaller, because I'm wanting to drop in another image. Alright, I like it. So the last image I want to drop in is going to be this one now, that we can't see yet because it's below our main background. And this goes beyond the plaque, that's why you can't see anything underneath it. So we're going to select it to where it's blue background and move it up either above the one we just did or in between, because you can see what's happening is this is between this layer and this layer. That's why you can't see the whole thing. If we moved it up one more, now this image is underneath, and that's why we can't see it. Let's go into crop. This one we're going to do an oval. You can grab your oval and make it round or super oval. You have to think about what you want to do and where you're going to put it to make the design work. And you can always change it, but it's nice to know kind of what you're after. I really wanted a nice circle, a nice hard edge circle, because this is the family cat. Okay, so now we got that. We're going to do a hard edge like I was suggesting, and it will also give you a chance to now add a border to that, which I definitely want a nice little white border around it, and we can change the color of that border. White's going to look good, but I think yellow or a light orange might look really nice, especially with that sun. Oh wait, now that sun is the same color, so we can't use that. Might want something a little more contrasting, like somewhere in this brown. Let's try that. I think I like that. Then we hit apply crop, and it's going to drop in that cat picture right in the center. And this is where we have a chance to change it. Now we're going to keep our lock aspect ratio checked, so it keeps it in proportion. It'll be a nice circle when we're done. And we just go down till we like the size, and we drop him off to the left. Does he need a drop shadow? It probably would help. So you can actually add a drop shadow to your photos, not just type. So see how it did a real subtle drop shadow? If we go into edit, we'll be able to see some of those. See, it's doing an image, and we want the distance a little farther. So now it's going to add that little distance to that drop shadow. So it'll be like he's floating on the background. And if we want to do the same thing to the family, we have to select that background and add a drop shadow as well. Then it'll seem like they're both floating over the sunset. See? That's a nice background. Nice drop shadow. So there it is. We're done. Thank you.